got something to tell you. Rose, I want a divorce.
Why?
The divorce papers are in my bag. I'll get them after dinner.
You're not a man.
I didn't intend to hurt her. But at this point, it doesn't matter. I didn't love her anymore. I knew Rose wanted to find out what had happened to our marriage, but I could hardly give her a satisfactory answer. She lost my heart to Jane. With a deep sense of guilt, I drafted a divorce agreement, which gave her our house, car, and a 30% stake in my company. She cried softly, which was what I had expected to see. I felt sorry for her wasted time, resources, and energy, but I could not take back what I had said, for I loved Jane so dearly. The idea of divorce, which had obsessed me for several weeks, seemed to be firmer and clearer now. Late the next day, I skipped dinner, went straight to bed, and fell fast asleep. I had spent the whole day with Jane. When I woke up, she was still there at the table, writing.
I just want to live as normal as possible for Sophia.
She didn't want anything from me, just peace in our last month as a family. Her reasons were simple. Our daughter had her exams in a month's time, and she didn't want to disrupt her life with our marital problems. This made sense to me. But she had one more request. She asked that for the rest of the month's duration, I carry her every morning out of our bedroom to the front door, just like I did on our wedding day. I thought she was going crazy, but just to make our last days together bearable, I accepted her odd request.
That's ridiculous. No matter what she tries to do, you're still going to go through with this divorce.
My wife and I hadn't had any body contact since I told her I wanted a divorce.
Aw, Daddy's a gentleman.
Her innocent words brought more pain with every step.
Don't tell her about the divorce.
She went to wait for the bus to work. I drove alone to the office. On the second day, both of us acted much more easily. I could smell the fragrance of her blouse. I realized that I hadn't looked at this woman carefully for a long time. There were fine wrinkles on her face. Her hair was gray. I could see the struggles of our marriage had left a permanent mark. For a minute, I let myself feel the weight of what I had done to her. On the fourth day, when I lifted her up, I felt a sense of intimacy returning. This was the woman who had given 10 years of her life to me. On the second week, I realized our bond was growing again. I didn't tell Jane about it. It became easier to carry Rose as the months slipped by. Perhaps the everyday workout made me stronger. She was choosing what to wear one morning. She tried on a few dresses, but they all seemed too big. I suddenly realized that she had grown so thin. I was the reason why I could carry her more easily. She had buried so much pain and bitterness in her heart. I wanted to hold her.
Daddy, it's time to carry Mommy out.
Carrying her mother out every morning had become an essential part of her life. On our last day, when I held her in my arms, I could hardly move another step. I hadn't noticed that our life lacked intimacy. I sped to the office. I was afraid any delay would make me change my mind. My marriage life was boring, probably because Rose and I didn't value the details of our lives, not because we didn't love each other anymore.
I don't want the divorce anymore.
Do you have a fever?
I'm sorry, Jane. I said I won't divorce.
From that first moment, I carried her into our home on our wedding day.
I realize I'm supposed to hold her till death do us part.
I ordered a bouquet of flowers for my wife. The sales girl asked me what to write on the card. I smiled and wrote, "I'll carry you out every morning until death do us part." I arrived home, flowers in my hands, a smile on my face. I came to the room, only to find my wife in the bed, dead. My wife had been fighting cancer for months, and I was too busy with Jane to even notice. She knew that she would die soon, and she wanted to save me from whatever negative reaction would come from our daughter, in case we pushed through with the divorce. At least, in the eyes of our daughter, I'm a loving husband.